Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I hope you're having a fantastic day, evening for our UK viewers, morning, wherever you guys are at in the world. Be sure to share this out. So if this is your first time joining, welcome. I'm going to give you a quick little run through if you're watching the replay. You can fast forward like a minute or two real quick. For those who are new, this is a business talk show. We talk about business, tech, and the user experience. I'm your host, Ed Troxel. I help you show up, deliver, and engage. Those are my three core values. That's what I'm here to share with you and teach you guys. This is what I do with my clients one-on-one. This is what I do with my group, Hey Ed. It's a community for anybody who's thinking about starting a business, already in business, or is a nonprofit. It's basically a place where you can go to get tech support and business support in a group setting. So I'm going to get that link. Oh, you know what? I don't have to get the link. I can actually just type it in. Why? Because I updated the landing page. Yeah, that's right. Yesterday, I updated the landing page. So guess what it is? It is checkwithed.com. That's right. That's a simple thing that you can learn, right? It's simple. Just type it in. Not now, but later. And that will give you a preview to my world. And then from there, you can make options. By the way, if you're following me here and you like what I'm sharing, be sure to share it out. But more importantly, go join my email list after this. Why? Because I send an email once a week with a weekly recap so you don't miss out, because I know I do a lot of things and it's hard to keep up. And that way we have a direct connection, and it's fun because I have a little training, basically a free training for you guys that's not overwhelming, that allows you to get to know me and I get to know you, and it's just fun to see your responses come in. So there's that, and today we're going to kind of shut the show down. We're going to be going shorter today because I have an event that I need to get to this evening, but I didn't want to miss out on our episode. So I'm here, and I started just a few minutes early because you know how Facebook is. They want to like push it out slowly to everyone, and if you don't like, follow, and turn on my notifications, it's hard for you to see when my post is going through. But lucky for you, we're on a schedule here. So Monday through Friday, we go live at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the page. So that way you can pop it in your calendar and put a little reminder 10 minutes before, 5 minutes before, whatever you like. So today we are going to jump into random news real quick, just super short. And then we're going to go into today's content, which is going to be talking about how many of you have, see how I kind of like just slide right into there? Let me know, even if you're watching the replay, because I know I get a lot of replay viewers. You guys, it's like, you know what? It's like your DVR, right? If anybody has a DVR, this is kind of what you put on your DVR, because I know a lot of you will wait till the weekend, so you like save all of these episodes so then you can go watch them this weekend, which I appreciate. I love that you guys show up and you deliver and you engage, just like Mindy did. Hello, Mindy. Hello, Erica. Reframing Mindset Motivation and Ed Troxel. You got it. You got it. That's what we're here for. Erica says, why you look so fancy? Oh, yeah. Pop the collar. Because I have an event that I'm going to tonight. So that's why I have to end the show early so that I can head out to it. And for those who were watching before, not here on the page, but on my personal page, we were cooking in the kitchen a little bit and making a fancy, somewhat fancy hors d'oeuvre for tonight. So pictures are on there, so if you guys want to see it, you can. Anyway, Mindy says he has an event. Oh yeah, she's telling you. Got it. Perfect. See, this is what happened. This is what I love about live, and I love about our show, is that it's not just me talking. I mean, yes, it's me on this end, but it's you guys on that end who are connecting with each other, and that's why I always say the magic happens in the comments. So even if you're listening to this right now, which is totally fine, be sure at some point to jump into the comments, even if it's just to say, hi, you had a great show, I like your guest, Erica is awesome, Mindy's fantastic, Mickey is somewhere, whatever it may be. Oh, that shirt looks awesome, Ed, maybe you pop the collar again. Like whatever you want to say, just say it, and so that way you show up in the comments, and that way you get to connect with people and see. Oh, and Tammy, thank you, Tammy, hello, we missed you the other day. So keep that in mind, and those are all things that are fun to check in with each other. And I say the magic happens in the comments because you guys not only connect with me, you connect with each other, but most importantly, you are also showing up online because this gets indexed by Google. So that means that, because I put all of this on my, thanks Mindy, I put all of this on my blog later. I repurpose. And so this gets indexed by Google, which means your name pops up in search engines, or in the search engine, under my content here. So congratulations, there's your free exposure right there. So today, like I said, we're going to end a little early, so it's kind of like Ed's on a roll here. But that's also because I've been in hustle mode all day, because today, tomorrow, and Saturday I'm really busy. Lots of events going on with client work, and it's a blast. I love it. So, in between, I got to fit in everything else. That's my normal stuff. So this came up today. So this morning I participated in a group called Content Creators. So here I'm already coming out the gate. So I hope you guys have your pens, your notepads, your mental note. Type it in the comments if you need to remind yourself, like, hey, go, or whatever. Here's a tip. See, I'm all over the place, but you're gonna catch up. So when you hear something in a live broadcast, if you don't have enough time to like write down the whole quote, here's the tip. Type in at least something to remind yourself. Does that make sense? Even if you're watching the replay. When you hear something and it's hard to get the quotes out real quick, so all you have to do is like take one word and post it, so then later when you come back, you can see where your profile picture was and where your one-liner was. And then you can watch just that part instead of having to go through the whole thing. See? You thought that I was just a good-looking face over here. No, I got things up here too. I got things up here. So when it comes to this morning and the event that I was involved in, a friend of mine, Kim Doyle, oh geez, we are on a roll today. Kim Doyle has this group called Content Creators. So highly recommend checking it out if you're not already in there. It's a free Facebook group. It's awesome. She does an amazing job, has amazing people in there, and is all about everything is content. So today we had our first run of an episode for her that she wanted to do. I think it's going to be happening monthly inside the group, and we'll probably get a replay so that I can share pieces of that with you guys. But we talked about just content and just getting started and where people go. And this question came up, and it was a very, very good one, which is why I wanted to cover it here in today's episode in terms of, what do you do when you don't have followers? What if you're brand spanking new? So before I jump into that, let me know in the comments where you're kind of at. Even if you're watching the replay, let me know where you're at in your journey. See, Tammy says right there, note to self, go here. Good job. I love that. It's really nice. Oh, Mickey's in the house. Yay. So keep that in mind, is that you want to know, where are you at in your journey? Do you have some followers? Do you have some people on your list? It doesn't matter the number. Let me just repeat that, because some of you may be new, or you might share this with a friend who is brand new to me. Listen, don't worry about the numbers. Those will come later. What you need to worry about is showing up, delivering, and engaging. That's all you need to worry about. And the first two are the most important. And I know it sounds like a broken record for some of my seasoned audience members, but it's so true, and we need to hear it over and over. And so wherever you're at in your journey, whether you're just getting started and you have 0 followers, 0 list, and when I say list, I mean email list, for those who are like, what is Ed talking about? Or if you are not in any Facebook groups, like even if you're watching the replay, let me know where you're at in those journeys. Tammy says, I got a few stalkers. Does that count? If they are good stalkers, yes. If they are dangerous stalkers, then you need to phone the authorities. But yes, I call them secret followers. So that's what I refer to people who pay attention to my content, who are soaking up everything that I give them, but maybe aren't commenting like you guys in the comments. They're not sending me an email and replying to my emails. They're just absorbing, and then they're running with it, which is okay. It's totally okay to do that. But that's only the first part. That's only showing up, which is fine. That's the baby steps. You got to do that. But I want to encourage you that if you are a secret follower, whether it's mine, yours, Tammy's, Erica's, Mindy's, whoever else is in the comments just watching or listening, because I know some of you guys will listen while you're fixing dinner and stuff, which is great. Wherever you're at, I want you to make sure that you engage with people, that you really let them know. Even you guys, I will get a text every once in a while from old coworkers who are like, Ed, you're doing a great job. I don't tell you this. This is legit. I'm not talking about myself like this. This is a legit text that I've gotten a couple times from different people. You're inspiring. You're doing the work. I love it. I know that I don't comment on your stuff, but I just wanted you to know that. That is like, that means the world to me, and it will mean the world to you and to the people that you're secretly following. So make sure that you're making time. It takes a couple seconds just to say hi, just to say thank you, just to say it's inspirational. Like whatever one-liner you have, give it to them because it means something and it really helps them go through and make sure that they're still being present. And that's part of the journey, especially at the beginning. When you're starting out, how many, even if you're starting out now, or if you've remembered this moment when you first started out, and maybe you're still there, which is okay, how many of you have felt like, why even bother? Nobody's showing up. Nobody's commenting. What am I doing wrong? Why am I here? Why am I wasting my time? How many of you can raise your hand right now, even if you're watching the replay? How many of you can raise your hand and say, yep, felt that, been there, done that, I'm right there, right now? Like, any of those account. We all face that, myself included. So don't think that you're the only one, because you're not. We're all right there. And what we have to remember is that it takes a lot of time. Mindy says, hey, Robert, welcome. Mindy says, I had an online friend who shares some of their services as much. Reach out and compliment me. That was the best. Exactly. Perfect. So see, we got some new friends, new faces over here. Robert's like, oh, I better get in that in the comments there. Ed said to get in there, so I better. So everyone else, pay attention. Mickey, yep, excellent. Tammy raised her hand. Mindy, yeah, we all face that. No matter where we're at in our journey, we're all there. Erica says, oh gosh, yeah, that was me in early 2016 when I tried to be on Periscope. Oh yeah, Periscope, yeah, me too. Big time on Periscope. For those who don't know, Periscope's like this, Facebook Live. It's just another streaming platform. So you have to think about that moment, whether you're experiencing it now or when you did, and remind yourself that it takes time. Now, if you're new to this episode, you need to later watch some previous episodes. We've talked about this recently, this past month, where we had a couple guests on the show. Actually, one this week, one last week, I think it was. And they talked about how they have TV series, a TV show in the works. And it's because of their consistent time, consistently showing up and doing the work. And it took years before they got this deal. So when you think about you're just posting for 5 days, a month, 6 months, you have to remember that's an accomplishment, number one, so pat yourself on the back. But number two, you have to remember, and I'm telling myself this too, because it's easy to forget because time flies by and we're like, man, I'm doing all this work and I still am not seeing any return. Like, what is the deal? Listen, we have to remind ourselves, which is important, and which is why I also tell you, join a community. It doesn't have to be my community, although you should because it's fun and we have a great time and prices go up in June, just FYI. But find whatever community works for you, whatever person you connect with. Get that support because you need it. And then that way you can remember what you've done, what you're doing, and kind of understand the timeline there. You know, for instance, this show officially kicked off back in January. So it's not even 6 months old yet, right? We're still coming up on that, which is awesome. And we'll be having our 100th episode soon. We're in the 80s now, which is great. We've only missed technically one day, I believe, because I needed a break and I was going to I met up with some friends that we never get to meet during the weekday. So it was fine. You know, you make it work. And so you have to think like this is a huge journey and it's a huge commitment, of course, but it's fun because you guys are showing up. It didn't happen overnight. right? The fact that I have you guys live right now and you replay viewers watching this weekend is amazing. Like, it blows my mind every single day. I never know if anybody's going to show up. Remember, we have no control over what happens after we hit go live. Facebook could not share our post right away. They can kind of hide it. We don't know. So it may not be your content. It may not be you. So that's what you need to realize, is that yes, take that into consideration, but also remember that there is a part of the platform that you're using that plays a huge part. There's also people in their day. You don't know what time, they're going to be able to tune in. I know for a fact that I have a good core group of people that will tune in live literally every day, Monday through Friday. But I also know I have a core group of people that will catch this on the weekends because they're busy during the week. I get it. It's amazing. Robert says, so true. Great tip to remember. Yeah. And it's one of those things that we have to constantly remind ourselves and have somebody remind us that it takes time and that we're doing something right. So when you think about your secret followers, remember that you're probably a secret follower for somebody, whether it's me, your friends, your coworkers, whatever, because some of you might be 9-to-5ers and you might be seeing somebody at work and you're not giving them any recognition. You're not giving them any feedback. Yeah, I'm gonna go there too. 9 to 5, whether you're working full-time 9 to 5 and no side hustle, or you're working both, or whatever your case may be. We all have secret followers, and we're all secret followers to somebody else. So we need to break out of that box and we need to start engaging. And we really need to show up in the comments, because that's the easiest place for us to go. Just like I said, somebody has texted me before. I've gotten great emails from you guys, especially those who are joining my email list. Like, it's awesome. So that's what you need to do. So if we're just going to pretend like everyone's starting at the bare bones basic. You have no followers, you have no email list, and you have no groups. You don't even know what groups are. The fact that you're watching this right now is huge. So celebrate that, because this is your starting point. This is where everything else changes for you. And I'm not saying it's because me. It's because you're allowing yourself to open up because you checked out this live. Whether it's on Facebook or my blog or on YouTube, it doesn't matter. But you checked it out. Now you're going to be curious to find out more. Not necessarily about my stuff, but about your guys' stuff there in the comments. You're going to start browsing profiles. You're going to start looking at the comments to see what people are saying. Maybe there's a response that you can do. Maybe there's some value you can provide. There's some knowledge, some insight that you have. You don't have to be an expert. You just need to know something. One topic, 3 talking points, done. Up to 3 talking points, I should say. That's a lot for a comment, but you know what I'm saying. Just one topic and a talking point. That's it. That's all you really need. So keep that in mind. Mickey, I love that quote. Slow and solid, fast and fragile, choose wisely. That's awesome. So keep that in mind, that we're all in this example, we're all just starting out. And so now you're here. And tag a friend too later. Even if you're watching the replay or after this, you're like, dang, I need to let somebody know about this. Share it with them, tag them, send it in a message, email them. I don't care, but just get them so that way they can do something. Like, our job, this is my job, but I'm including you guys because you're here. My job has always been to literally show up, deliver, and engage. That's like what I was born to do. And I have done that throughout my 9 to 5 years, and I've done that throughout my entrepreneur journey. And it's just now where I realize that's it. Like, I don't need to make anything bigger than that. That's big enough. And yet I still want to do more, of course, and help more people. But like those 3 things are so simple for everyone to do. Everyone on any scale. And so don't think that you can't get that follower or that email subscriber or be in a group. There's so many options for you, and you just need to make sure that you start. Doesn't matter where. So the next question, I know you're already thinking about this. You're like, okay, cool, Ed. Well, where do I start besides watching this right now? Because this is great, but what else do I do? It's a great question. Minnie says, recovering lurker over here. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. I'm writing that down. See, my brain has been on fire today, by the way. Some of you know in Hey Ed community, like it's just been crazy. And there's some fun stuff that's going to be coming our way. I'm really excited about this. So we're all just starting out, and you're like, okay, cool. Now what do I do, Ed? Like, how do I get these people? Let me first say, because this is like my biggest gripe / issue with social media, is I don't want you to post anything that says, I just need X amount of followers. That means nothing. I hate to break your heart about that, but that means nothing. If you say I need 500 followers, I need 10 followers, I need 100 followers, why? Why do you need that number? Because see, you're focused on the number versus the actual person. And that's what I'm here to remind you of. It's about building those relationships. You know, some of you know, and this is going to tie into what we're talking about. Some of you know that recently I invested in myself and hired a personal trainer. And I knew the trainer I wanted, and I hired them because I had an established relationship with them. So it didn't really matter what the cost was going to be. I knew that as soon as I told myself it's okay to go invest in myself, I didn't know the cost, but I knew it was okay to go invest in myself, that it didn't matter what the cost was because I knew I was going to get results. I knew she was the right trainer for me. And it's because we have an established relationship. It started with just an introduction. Then it carried on to, hey, at the gym, every time, passing by. Then it started connecting with, oh, hey, you're the Apple tech guy. Let me ask you something. You know, and then it just kept snowballing from there, which is how relationships work, right? You have to engage. You have to build that relationship. So over time, now it's that part where I'm ready for myself, my schedule, all this stuff to make that investment. And so now I know who to go to. And I went to her, and it didn't matter what the cost was. I was like, okay, well, here we go. And it didn't feel weird paying the money for it because I already knew that I had the best. And I was getting one heck of a deal. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. And so right away, I noticed the difference. Just how I felt, my mindset, because I always worry about money, and I always, I'm kind of frugal like that. But it didn't matter on this one. It was just like, whatever. And so today I had an appointment. With about 8 sessions so far, I think. And today I told her, I said, I don't know if I've told you this, but I tell my audience all the time. And I figure I just feel like I need to tell you, because again, secret follower syndrome here. And I said, I just got to tell you, I mentioned this connection and how I approached you and how you told me that, it's just minor tweaks. And when I said, I don't know if my body can fit what I am envisioning, she's like, sure you can. Or sure it can. Without any hesitation, you guys. Any hesitation. She said, yeah, of course you can. Just minor tweaks. What? Like, there's hope. There's that's something that I can latch onto and feel good about. And for somebody to say that, for an expert to say that, that's all you need. Which is why it's important to establish these relationships, both online and offline. And not to worry about that number of followers, that number of people on your email list. Because if you worry about that, then you're already missing out on the connection, the person, and what you can learn from them, and what they can teach you and what you can teach them. So shift your mind away from how many people you need to get or want to get, and shift it towards, who am I engaging with? Who's engaging with me? Can I make that relationship a little stronger? How can we connect and meet up? Mickey says, my trainer never tells me that. Well, that's why you have me, Mickey. That's why you're in the group, right? You got me. So if your guys' trainer is not doing that, then you need to come see me. But it's one of those things that you have to think about what you're doing, and don't worry about those numbers. So okay, let's get back to, what do you do next, because you're brand new. Even if you're not brand new, you don't have anybody on your list, you don't have anybody on your following, and you don't have any groups that you're a part of. So first thing you need to do is probably do some personal development. I'm big on personal development, and when I say that, I'm talking about read a book, listen to a podcast, watch more Ed Talk TV. Just kidding. But yes, you can do that. But watch Facebook Lives that actually matter, that have something that ties into what you're interested in or possibly interested in, because you may not know exactly what you're interested in for that. Hey, Carol, newbie here. Yes, so perfect. And if you have questions, let me know here. We'll try to go to about 4:40. We'll see how I can get close to that, because I gotta be out here early. But it's one of those things that you need to do personal development time. That's a big thing, because when you educate yourself, then you have more to share, right? You don't have to try to figure out all this content to create. You already created it. It's up here. You can document what you're doing. You guys see it sometimes on my Instagram and on Facebook and whatever. I document the books that I'm reading. I take pictures of the quotes that I like. I share what I made. So I made this sign. It's in my store. I bought it so I can have it. Like, it's just stuff that you can do, and you're already doing it. And now you just have to document it and just share it out. So there's your first thing. Again, I'm going to repeat it. Know that it takes time. So no matter what you start doing today, it's going to take time. You may see instant success, meaning you may see somebody automatically follow you. You may see somebody pop onto your email list, which is great, but don't let that distract you. Engage with them, but don't let that distract you from continuing with what you're doing. A great example that happened, and I really loved this, a couple months ago. So I've been mentoring students at a local high school and helping them with social media. There's a big event coming up tomorrow, which is going to be fun. I'm going to be speaking there. And so I've been helping them with social media. And one of the students was asking, she's like, I'm on Twitter, I'm doing all of these posts, but I'm not getting any engagement. Any tips? So of course I go through my system in terms of, let's see if I can remember this exactly, because I messed it up earlier. I go through and I edit, I evaluate, and I messed it up. See, I get tongue twisted all the time. I audit, evaluate, and edit what is going on. And so I went through each of the profiles and I looked at the posts and I did, a little assessment. And then I gave her the example of, here's a post. What did you do with this besides post it? Did you include anybody? Did you comment on anybody else's post? Anything like that. So I gave a little tutorial. I'm giving you guys kind of the short version here, but I gave her a tutorial and showed her what to do. And the same day, either the same day or the next day, I can't remember because I emailed the video, she writes back. And this is where I was like, yes, because, sometimes you don't hear back. And thankfully, she wrote back to me and said, I just wanted to share this with you. Your advice worked. Because at first, I was like, oh, man, did that not work? But it worked. And she explained how she was following somebody on Twitter, and she went through and looked at what they had posted, liked it, shared it, and gave a personal comment. Not just oh, that sounds great. Like, she actually gave an example of what she had said, and I forget it now, but it was literally like her insight, her opinion based off of what they said. She was so excited because they liked her comment and started following her. And now there's that connection. And that was like instant, which is awesome, right? It helps everyone, and it's all because of that engagement. And here's a fun fact. So I'm presenting tomorrow at the high school around social media and going live and all of that. And I'm looking at some of my videos, both personal and here on the business page. And I went through and I looked at my my stats, my insights here, and it's really funny that of the few, I picked about 3 of them. Of the few that I picked, and I'm going through my list and just looking, the ones that I picked that have like the highest engagement are the ones around engagement. Yeah, I know it's very weird. Hey, Jennifer, welcome. You're late, but it's okay. It's good. Well, you got about probably 15 minutes because I'm going to end early today, but I'm glad you're here. And so what was awesome is when you look at that, you look at those numbers, because I don't really pay attention too much to the numbers, you guys, to be honest. I look at them for some kind of ideas around it, but I don't know if it's really good or really bad or in the between. I just don't think about them as much. I'm just like, whatever, I'm just doing my job, and I know that as long as I do my job, things are going to work out. So I don't really look at them that often. So when I looked at the numbers and I looked at what the engagement was, those videos the topics were about how to engage more, how to get your audience engaged. And so it's just funny to me that connection was there, which tells you that people want to know something. They want to figure it out. And so using that example of a student that I was mentoring with Twitter, it really starts with that. So if you're here on Facebook and you have no followers on your page, you have no groups that you're a part of, well, start looking around. There's a Discover tab for the groups. Find a topic that you're interested in. Go join a group. See what happens. Don't make it, consume your life where you have no time to do anything else. But set some time limits, set some boundaries, maybe 10 minutes a day or a week where you check into that group and you think what you can do. I have the Hey Ed community that some of you guys are a part of. You're not required to show up every day. You're not required to show up every week. It's up to you. It's your community where you can hang out as long as you want and where you come for your resources, your tools. And then I'm just in there all the time because I love hanging out with you guys, and that's my thing. And so you have to figure out what works for you and your schedule, and know when things are taking too much time and you're not doing things. Meaning, it's good to learn and to engage, but if you're not participating and you're not doing the work, there's where you need to make those adjustments. So keep that in mind. So let's recap because we have some new people in and we just want to kind of recap what we're talking about here. Mickey says, join us at #HeyEd. Yeah, well, fun fact for you guys, you might be starting to see it. Hey Ed community price is going up June 1st. So I gave you some time. Because I didn't, I was like, I want to give these guys some time. But the price is going up for membership. So if it's something you're interested in or you're thinking about, I'm going to be telling you this throughout the month of May, but just a heads up, it's officially going to happen in June because it needs to. You guys know, I'm in there all the time with you guys, which is great. This is what I love, and providing value, and it's I think one of the best things for all of us. So there's that. But let's recap real quick about what we were talking about. So if you're just starting out new, or you've been in business for a while, but you have nobody really checking in with your page and all of that, whatever the case may be, start something. Think about what is your topic that you're interested in. If you don't know, then do some research. Do some personal development. Listen to a podcast. They're free. They're in your phone. If you're listening to the radio, you guys, whether it's iHeartRadio on your phone or just the regular radio, what's of interest? If you like hip hop music, awesome. See what's trending in the news on Facebook. See what's trending in Twitter, Instagram. I don't care, but look at what hip hop. I know I like hip hop. What can I say? But it's one of those things that you just need to find something that sparks interest. And it could be course creation, it could be teaching, it could be mentoring, it could be photography, it can be whatever. Cooking, it doesn't matter, but just find something. And then from there, whatever gives you those, oh, I didn't know that. Or, oh yeah, I knew that. Write those down. That's your content. Even if you know it, that's your content. Why? Because somebody else doesn't know that, and they're waiting for you to share it. That's the big thing. Parrot Head, does that count? Yeah, that works. I'm thinking it's supposed to be Carrot Head, right? Unless it's Parrot Head is a new person. But it's one of those things that I want you to start thinking. And you may not even think. Let's say you're a 9 to 5er right now, and you're trying to figure out what to do, what to start, where to go. Document what you're doing right now. If you're out on your lunch break, take a picture, do a selfie. If you're reading a book, take a picture, post it, provide insight. Don't just say, here's my book, or just post a photo. Like, why did you choose that book? What have you found that's interesting? Use some hashtags, depending on where you're at. Ed moments. I know. Love cooking with Ed moments. Exactly. You guys know, some of you guys watch me on my personal. For whatever reason, you like watching me cook, which I don't really cook a whole lot, but I'm starting to. And so I don't care if anybody shows up. I just go live. Like today, I was making some of the hors d'oeuvres, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to go live because I don't have enough time between now and when I got to start the show. So I'm just going to check in with my people, and they're going to see the kitchen. People like it, so it is what it is, and it creates that conversation, right? There was one time where Mickey and I had, Ed in the kitchen. Every time I think of that stir fry song, I'm telling you, I got to come up with a remix for that. Mickey helped me out one time several times, but one time we did a Facebook Live, a dual Facebook Live on my personal profile, which funny enough, that's one of the ones that I'm going to share tomorrow on my presentation. But it had so much engagement, and I almost didn't do it, but I did it because I was like, listen, I got these zucchini noodles that look cool, but I have no flippin' idea how to make them. There's no instructions. Not that I normally look at instructions, but, the packaging was clean enough that I was looking for how do you cook them. Because I figured, maybe you put a little oil in the pan and put them on for a little bit. But I don't know. I've never had zucchini noodles. That's like, what? I don't even know. Listen, I just know that it's... See, I was going to say yellow. That's the squash. I just know that the zucchini is green. That's it. And even yesterday when I was at the store, thankfully I was with my good friend Amanda. She helped me out. I was like, since we're at the store, why don't you help me out with figuring out where the basil is? Because there's a whole lot of green on that wall, and one leaf looks like another, so I don't really know. So, it's that type of stuff. But it's funny and it's fun. And I didn't record that one, but it's one of those things where those are the types of things that you want to document and you want to share, because that's where the engagement comes in, and that's where people start to relate to you, and they're like, oh, I totally get it, Ed. Trust me, I know. Like that green leaf totally looks like that other one, but they're completely different. So don't try to grab that one, grab this one. It's where we can relate and connect with each other. Carol says, taking time to take things a step further than just posting. Exactly. Whenever you post something, try to have a purpose with that. Don't think, I got to just post because I need to be present. I need to be visible. No. Post with a purpose. Share information. Share your day. Share something, because it's really good. My dog is stretching right now. So it just makes you more personable. So that's what I had for you guys today. Hopefully that was helpful, especially for those who are new. Feel free to share this out and connect with each other in the comments. Don't forget to keep the conversation going afterwards. I'm just looking at the comments here. That's so fun when others pop on. It is. It makes it so much fun. That's why I encourage you guys to become guests here on the show. It doesn't matter if you've been on the show before or if you have never been. If you go to checkwithed.com, you'll be able to see that's my new landing page with everything on there for you. And you'll be able to click through to the Ed Talk TV and be able to fill out a guest request form to come on the show. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to have all these followers. You just need to know something and say something. That's really it for what's going on. Parsley is not basil, Ed. Yeah. Mickey's Rescue. What is it? Mickey's Meals Rescue? I can never remember what we settled on for you, or what you settled on, and that I just See, I'm already done. So keep that in mind. What else did I want to leave you with? I think that's it. like I said, if you're not on my email list, go join that. Checkwithed.com has everything you need, including information about Hey Ed. I think that's about it for today. Feel free to share this out. I already said that, so I'm just gonna stop talking. This is what happens. But come back tomorrow, Friday. Woo! Tomorrow will be interesting. My day is kind of crazy, but I am trying to make sure that I can pop on at least for a little bit here at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So be sure to keep the eye out for that. And you might as well just like, follow, and see first. Change your notifications to see first up at the top of this page if you're on Facebook and haven't done so already. I am going to leave you guys with this. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care.